I am live on the YouTube and I am live on the IG. Welcome, welcome everyone. It is Lisa, the AlkaliYogi, and I've come across another really interesting article. Parents, you're going to love this one. Screens are worsening ADHD epidemic, experts say. This is taken from the Epoch Times, a wonderful little article that I have found once again very much aligns with my teachings at the Czech Institute as a holistic practitioner, that in fact screen time is adding to ADHD as an epidemic, and the best medicine is probably an unlikely culprit. But I won't spoil the surprise for you just yet. Yeah, follow along. It's not a long article, but we're not going to be here long. But pay attention and take notes. Screens are worsening ADHD epidemic, experts. Screen use is damaging cognitive health, but logging off can start a process of recovery without the risk of amphetamines. I told you would be surprised. A mental health is storming amongst the United States youth, with attention disorders reaching crisis levels. But a growing chorus of experts say part of the solution could be simple: limit screen time. New research links excessive technology use to rising attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, also known as ADHD rates. Screen is the main culprit behind ADHD. The developing mind is designed to attach to the most relevant stimuli, Roger McFillin, a clinical psychologist, board certified in behavioral and cognitive psychology, told the Epoch Times. The screens overstimulate neurotransmitters such as serotonin and dopamine, which are important for mental health, he added, noting that dysregulation of these pathways can lead to disorders such as ADHD and development delays. In a brand new 2023 study, researchers performed one of the most comprehensive investigations into the effect of screen time on young children. The study included more than 7,000 children aged between 2 and 4. The authors noted that the results suggest a dose response associated between longer screen time at age 1 and developmental delays in communication and problem solving at ages 2 and 4. This illustrates the delayed ramifications of screens' effect on children's development. That's very important. I hope you guys caught that. I hope you made a note of that. Screen time is the main culprit behind the skyrocketing rates of ADHD, according to Dr. Victoria Dunkley, a child psychiatrist and expert on the effects of screen time on the children's nervous system. A 2019 study published in Trends in Neuroscience and Education tested the hypothesis that screen time shortened young children's attention spans. Researchers separated 30 preschool-aged kids into two groups. One group watched stories unfold on a screen, and the other had the same screens read aloud. After 6 weeks, the electroencephalogram scans showed that the screen-exposed kids had brain patterns similar to those with ADHD. In just a short amount of time, within 6 weeks, they were able to alter the mind, change, and reform it. I think that's quite scary. In a study published in Pediatrics, researchers found that early exposure resulted in attention problems down the road. Again, that's the second time we've seen that the effects are really seen after a period of time has lapsed. The study included 1,278 one-year-olds and 1,345 three-year-olds. Following the kids over 6 years, researchers observed that a 10% had attentional problems by the age of 7. Hours of television viewed per day at ages 1 to 3 were associated with attentional problems at the age of 7 years old. I'm going to reread that. Hours of television viewed per day at the ages 1 and 3 were associated with attentional problems at 7 years old. Additionally, in a 2023 meta-analysis reviewing 9 studies of a total of more than 81,000 kids, researchers found that excessive screen exposure may significantly contribute to the development of ADHD in children. Therefore, the authors wrote, it is necessary to reduce screen time per day in children to prevent the occurrence of ADHD. Brain short-circuited by screens. Screen time can negatively affect language development, visual processing, memory, and social cognition. Interactive screen time, which includes social media and games on a tablet or a phone, is particularly stimulating to the brain, Dr. Dunkley told the Epoch Times. It repeatedly puts the nervous system into a state of fight or flight without the benefit of discharging that energy, she said. When hyperarousal happens on a regular basis, the brain's frontal lobe is effectively short circuited. When this happens to the frontal lobe, which controls emotion, motivation, uh, attention, kids may become impulsive, restless, aggressive, even depressed. The research on the effect of interactive screens on young children's brains is limited. However, some studies suggest that the content form matters more than the screen time itself. A weak narrative, fast pace, and editing complex stimuli or stimuli too different from reality can make it difficult for the child to extract or generalize information, one note reviews. Too quick to medicate? The link between screens and poor memory health has become increasingly apparent over the past decade. Most treatment focuses on pharmaceuticals. In 2021, 8% of the US children ages 5 to 17 were prescribed medications for mental health issues, according to the US Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Since the COVID pandemic, there has been a further increase amongst all psychiatric disorders across the board, including ADHD, according to Dr. Stephen Ferrone, a professor in the Department of Psychiatry, Neuroscience, and Physiology, and the vice chair for research in the Department of Psychiatry and the Behavioral Sciences at SUNY Upstate Medical University. Amphetamine formulations are the most commonly prescribed ADHD stimulants in North America. Notably, amphetamines are also among the most abused subscription medications, according to a report in Molecular Psychiatry. Early amphetamine treatment has been linked to the retardation of height and weight growth in some children. However, experts in children's mental health believe that the benefits of these medications, they outweigh the potential risk of growth issues. Well, that should really be up to the parent to decide, no? And I guess that's kind of the importance of informed consent. For many conditions, lifestyle changes such as reducing screen time could prompt improvement, Mr. McFillin said. For example, avoid babysitter screen time for young children. A recent study published in the BMC Public Health analyzed toddler screen time. Children were nearly 9 times more likely to overuse screens when watching alone versus when a parent or other kids. They had 4 times higher odds of excessive use if the parents watched excessively. I often get referred to kids who have complex histories and or treatment resistant, and the first thing that I begin with is a screen fast. Dr. Dunley said, this is the critical first step, and it frequently leads to better academic performance, mood, sleep, and sociability, even if it doesn't solve the problem entirely. Despite the fact that we're immersed in digital culture, we need to work with brain physiology and the developmental needs, not against it. So we need to work with it, not against it, Dr. Duncan said. And that's the end. That's it. That's all, folks. I told you it was going to be a short one, but did you get something from it? Because I know people myself who have children that have ADHD, so I know it's a growing concern and it's a growing epidemic, if you will, especially in the West. So if you're looking for a natural way to reduce or treat or avoid altogether, start with reducing screen time. Let's get back to reading. Let's get back to socializing. Let's get back to breaking bread together. Let's get back to moving together and breathing together and all going to bed on time early together. There's loads of things that we can do together, because together is what? It's community. And we need that in order to heal ourselves and the planet. On that note, I'm off. Goodbye.